we're doing. Might have to go and come back. Hold on a second. Okay, camera, what are you doing? It's doing something very unusual. So I'm trying to figure out why. Let's go to settings, camera. Come on. See, I jinxed myself because I told my daughter, I said, everything's going well. Something's going to go wrong. If you're having issues, try restarting your device. I think that's what we're going to have to do because the camera is stuck. Yes. Yes. So we're rebooting, guys. So I'm not even going to end this. It's just going to go dark. Yeah. Rather unusual. Sorry about that. Usually it's like, hey, turn the camera And there we go. Thank you for sticking with us. Welcome to Miriam's Place, where art is healing. We're a place for restorative injury care, and this is second Tuesday, so you know what that means. It's art night. And this month we have Karen Mosbacher as our artist in residence, and it's a great pleasure to have her. So if you were here earlier, I apologize. We had some technical difficulties. The camera decided that it was just gonna bite the dust, so we had to reboot, plug it in, and they say unplug it and replug it back in to see if it'll work again. Well, it seems everything is working again. So let's get started. I'd love to introduce you to Karen. Karen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Karen Mosbacher, and I paint music. I have a form of synesthesia called chromesthesia. And what that means is synesthesia is a crossing of neural pathways in a brain that causes someone to experience more than one sense at a time. So tonight, rather than painting music, I painted sheet music, my rendition of sheet music. I tried to learn how to play an instrument my whole life. My father was a concert pianist and was very frustrated with me because I could learn to play by ear but not read the notes. And we didn't know about synesthesia until about 1983, and I am way older than that. So, also, about 5 years ago, I died for about 5 minutes, and a lot of things have to be sensed. My other senses are also heightened. And I've learned that I have what's called light language. And so I use that light language in my work a lot, and with a Sumier brush and ink mostly, all different sizes. And so tonight's work is in honor of different classical musicians, mostly composers. And other than notes on staff, I have written what I listen to with this light language. It's a little confusing, but let's take a look.
All right, hold on one second. We need to one other technical. Okay, that's good. There we go. All right. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I had the microphone, but it looks like we're good to go. Let's go ahead and get started. Show us where you want to start, Karen.
Okay, so over here, this is like were I to write Brahms. You can see that there are some quasi staff lines and then this light language that I produce. And then another unknown composer to a lot of people, but very famous and very wonderful, is George Crumb. He passed away a couple of years ago, which was very sad. But I learned of him when Colorado College did a lovely tribute to him. And he taught his composers to really break out of the norm. And when musicians would sit down to play his symphonies, they would start to giggle because the music was in circles and waves, triangles, and all sorts of shapes. And I wanted to do a little bit of a tribute to him as well.
Now, I also noticed something very unique about this particular work. You say you use a Sumier brush.
Yes.
Now, what does that mean? What kind of brush is that?
It's a Japanese brush with different colors of ink on Japanese paper. And then the coloring that's in the piece that's mounted onto a panel comes from encaustic wax. It's a monotype process where you melt the wax at 180 degrees on a surface, and then it's actually a printing process.
Okay.
So that's how you get the aging and different colors of
nice. And so you don't want these in a hot room, right?
Well, don't leave them in your car in the summer. That's right.
All right. But yeah, I think that's everybody's fascinated by that.
Yes, he was a fascinating fellow. And we have some wonderful composers now in the US and everywhere, actually, who are writing and using many of the things that he taught them.
Nice. All right. What do we have here?
And then Beethoven, believe it or not, was a little bit messy when he hand penned his music. And so I just depicted some splashes and dots.
Right.
So that you would know that it was Beethoven.
That's pretty cool, though. Okay, let's go over here.
All these pieces are women composers and maybe some of them unknown. but some of them known. And then a couple of the pieces are called crescendo, which, if you know what crescendo means, you can see that in the music. Loud. Yes. And then the one below that is really big crescendo. If you love music like I do, and I also feel the music, so a lot of this has my expression of feeling in the artwork.
Okay. Yeah, and you can see sort of the colors blended in many of these pieces. So there's like tones of yellow and green, red and pink.
And all of the inks are handmade.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, do you make them or do you purchase them from people who hand make the ink?
I hand make them.
All right.
With pigment and certain suspension and I can create the opacity that I want.
Oh, that's really cool. All right. Now, how long have you been doing work like this?
About 5 years.
Okay.
I've been painting music for about 25 years, but not sheet music. So this is my first time to do that.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying something new. Well, it's fascinating for sure.
Then,
what do we have here?
As I mentioned a while ago, when I died for a little while, and my senses heightened, I see a lot of spirits, if you will, people that have passed, and they speak to me. And when they do speak to me, then I see them even more clearly.
And is that similar to what this is?
And then just a couple of years ago, a woman said, this marking that you do is called light language. And I didn't know anything about it. But it is a gift. But I've talked to other people who've been in the same situation that I have, and they actually can read it. Nice. I am called a light language writer, and other people are light language readers.
Okay. All right. And
then we have a piece of Bach music and a Vivaldi piece, and then this is the title piece, Music to My Eyes.
Very nice. Yeah, and like at a distance, it looks just like you would expect to see sheet music to look like. Then, of course, you see it just in motion. So you cannot tell notes or whatever, but you can tell that it's meant to be music, which is still very super cool.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna walk around. So if you are not joining us this evening, and we'll be here till about 7 o'clock. If you are not joining us this evening, these pieces will be here at Miriam's place until the end of the month. So you have more opportunities to come and see these pieces in person. My camera is not going to do any of this work justice. So you have to come and see them for yourself. There's free food, libations. The event is free to the public, so bring yourself, bring a friend. If you come afterwards, you can come during business hours to 1519 East Boulder Street, right across from the Memorial Hospital. We'd love to see you. Do you have any final words, Karen?
Well, thank you. I hope you get by to see the artwork, and I really appreciate Miriam's place having me, and it's been a really good time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Let's go.